Hello, my friends. This is Dr. Ginny Barrow. Today is a very special video because I am shooting the very last video in our Healing Leadership series. When I set out to write Healing Leadership, one of the qualities that I used to not only do this book, but to do my career and to bring it to the heights that I have been able to achieve and accomplish over a 30-year career is the quality of commitment. And so I want to wrap up our Healing Leadership video series today by first of all saying thank you to you for being with us throughout all 21 videos. If you've missed any of the videos, you can always go back to executivebound.com/strategies, and you should be able to find all of them there. And we've organized them so you can follow them one after the other. If you've already watched some of them, but you miss others, you can catch them there too. So thank you for being with us. Thank you for being committed to your growth. And I want to talk about three different things that commitment how it has shown up in my life and the benefits that I found. And hopefully, as I share that story with you, you can also reflect on how your commitment as a leader and in your own life has paid off for you. And then, of course, as leaders, we always want to be the role models for our teams and to demonstrate to them how this quality of being committed as a leader in your life and in your business can lead to success. So our teams are watching us, and it's our responsibility to ensure that they also listen about these qualities. So feel free to share with them what you have been learning through these videos and point them to the page that I shared with you, executivebound.com/strategies, if you want them to also benefit from all of these 21 strategies that we uncovered during the field study, where 41 industry experts and leaders share their stories. And that's the genesis of these 21 qualities. So let's start with the first aspect of commitment and how it shows up in my life. So the first is being committed to my vision, being committed to your vision as a leader, your vision as a person, and the person you want to become in life. When I came to the United States of America back in 1983, at 14 years old, from the small village near Haiti in the Dominican Republic, and I joined this new world that I had never seen before, I had a vision. And my dream back then was to transcend the cycle of poverty and become an independent woman who can stand on her own. So my vision was, how do I go from being an immigrant 14-year-old who didn't have any friends, didn't know the language, didn't know the culture? How do I go from there to then being a professional woman who has a career and who is financially and emotionally independent? That commitment to that vision was what allowed me to reach out to resources, to ask for help and be humble along the way, to work hard, to not see the obstacles in front of me as what was going to prevent me from reaching my vision. It is what gave me resilience, the ability to land on my feet no matter how many times I got knocked down. And what allowed me to basically set my trail and identify what are the steps that I will need to take to make my dream a reality, to make my vision a reality. So all the way from learning the language, I knew that I could not succeed in the United States of America if I did not learn English. So that was my number one priority. And then what that meant in my actual life, like I couldn't watch Spanish TV or listen to Spanish radio until I learned English. That was a rule that my stepdad, Joe, who I call my dad, set in our household. And it was my mom, my stepdad, and me at the time. Now, if I looked at the circumstances that I was living under and the town that I was growing up in and the high school that I went to, which were not the best, as people sometimes think, you have to be in the perfect environment. If I looked at that and I believed that I was that, then there was no way that I would be committed to my vision. Similarly, what about you? How do things look right now? Because sometimes things don't look ideal, and that's okay. What's most important is that you have clarity, because clarity leads to confidence. And it is that confidence that enables you to think, I can do this. I can figure this out. So having a belief in your capabilities and in your curiosity and your resourcefulness is going to be incredibly important for you to be committed to your vision and to the life that you want to create starting today. So don't believe that the circumstances around you are going to remain this way. Things change, and they can change in the drop of a hat. And you know that because when you look around the world and we see what we've experienced as a country, in our communities, in our own families, we can see how things can change drastically overnight. So things, the way they look right now, will change. And so don't believe that and use it as an obstacle to go after your vision. The other way, I mean, that was back then. Today, I use my commitment to my vision as a way to inspire me to, since I began my business 5 years ago, I had this vision that my dream then was to help companies develop leadership dream teams. What does that mean? It means that I wanted to be a part of developing leaders who were successful from a business perspective, but who also were committed to the people, to their culture, to making the workplace a better workplace for everyone who has to go to work, virtually or live. It really doesn't matter. And how to be that influence and have that impact that I would be able to pass on to leaders that are coming behind me, to leaders who may even be in business for years, but who never really got the training to understand the value of people and how people have their human needs, and how when those needs are met at work, that's when they give us their best, when they're able to grow, when they're able to contribute, feel appreciated, get variety in their lives, get certainty from the work that they're doing, get significance and feel important. It's one of the human needs. When those needs are met, our people go to work and they go to work satisfied and happy. And so we question, how do we engage people? Well, we don't know how to engage people. We are lucky if we have had role models who kind of showed us how to do it. But for the most part, many of us are winging it. We don't really know how to do this leadership thing that we are now a part of. And so hard work is the entry ticket. It's table stakes. Above and beyond hard work and a good work ethic and showing up, we need to learn certain capabilities that we haven't learned. So I am committed to, for the rest of my career, through my speaking, through my books, through my leadership trainings, my retreats, my masterminds, and my online courses, to bring this leadership learning and healing leadership to the workforce, to the leaders who are leading our companies and our organizations. That commitment is what gets me up every day, gets me shooting these videos, gets me to go out and mingle with people, makes me serve my clients every single day to the best of my ability. And it basically has removed so many of the obstacles and the challenges that I thought were in front of me. And it's allowing me to show you, my audience, all of who I am. When I was working in the corporate world, I showed you an aspect of who I was, the corporate Ginny, right? I showed up, I did my work, I interacted with people, but they saw one dimension of me. In this new role that I now have as the CEO and founder of my company, Executive Bound and Fearless Women at Work, I get to show you so many more of my folds, so many more of my dimensions. You get to see me in a corporate setting where I'm interacting with executives at all levels of the organization. I'm also be able to be a transformational speaker and a career strategist, helping leaders maneuver and navigate their careers so they can advance and add the most value. I'm also developing leadership dream teams within companies. I'm able to help organizations tap into the full potential of their most valuable asset, their people. And as leaders, it always starts with us, which is why I'm focused on the leadership teams, because it all trickles down to everyone else in the organization. So those are some of the things that I'm committed to do now. And this commitment to showing you all aspects of who I am. Now, as an author, I'm able to share my thought leadership with the world. I never thought I could write a book until I became committed that I was going to share my voice and my experiences of 30 years with everyone in the world. And so I committed to write my books, and I will continue to write books in the future on all different kinds of topics, because that continues to unfold more of who I am and what I believe in. And the more that I believe I share the insights that I gleaned over my entire lifetime, now at 52 years old, the more that I'll get to share with you and my audiences what I have learned and how that has benefited me. And if I can help one single person in the world, then I've done my job. So you get to explore more of who you are as you get clear on the person that you want to become. And that's what all of my programs do and help you and your leaders do, to get clear on that compelling leadership vision and to put into practice and implement the steps that you will need to gain the capabilities that you will need to do that. So the other way in which I have been committed throughout my entire career is to live my values. And I know that I shared in one of the videos that having clear values is quality number 20. And having clear values around your personal life and your business is extremely important. How those values become your GPS to make real life decisions. When I transitioned from being in the corporate world to running my own business, it was a clear value to reach my full potential, and that strong belief that I knew that I had so much more to offer that allowed me to transition smoothly with a very strategic approach to the transition, and to ensure that I had a foundation that would hold me and support me as I made that transition, because I am a single head of household. I am the person who supports myself, supports my son. And so I needed to make that transition as smoothly as possible so as to not affect our livelihood. And so here I am 5 years later, committed to working on my vision and living my values. And the third thing that I wanted to share with you is that I am committed to reaching my full potential. And I know that as I continue to work on my business, as I continue to create new dreams for what I want to do and be in the world, that I will continue to reach my full potential and help my clients, help my son along the way to fulfill theirs. And there's nothing that I can share with you that feels better than that. I know that we can change the world, we can change the politics, we can change many of the things around us. But as I mentioned before in one of my videos, there are quite a few things that we can change: our beliefs, our thoughts, our words, and our actions, how we behave. All of those things are under our full control, and no one can tell us what to believe, what to think, what to say, and how to act. We have full control of that. So I want to remind you today, as we conclude our Healing Leadership video series, as we wrap up the 21 qualities that a healing and empowering leader must possess in order to bring their best forward and create the best environment for their teams, that you have all the keys in your pocket. You have the remote control to create the life that you want. And it all starts by getting crystal clear on what that vision, that compelling vision is for yourself, for your team, for your organization, and for your company. And sometimes getting that type of clarity can be difficult because most of us are juggling and are multitasking and are being pulled in multiple directions at once, simultaneously. So how do we carve out the time to get that clarity, which leads to confidence? Actions also lead to confidence. So as you are listening to this video, if you have a tinge of curiosity about how can I get more clarity around my, even your 12-month compelling vision, and beyond that, your 2 years, 3 years, 5-year compelling vision, what does that look like for you, particularly for your leadership team? If you're curious about that, I'm always here to support you. You can always find me at callwithginny.com. And I want to thank you for hanging in there with me, for sharing with me your comments and your feedback. And I'm here doing what I'm committed to do, which is to reach my full potential and support you to reach yours. I will see you soon. Until next time, and you can always get in touch with me at callwithginny.com.